Fitness, just north of Charlotte in North Carolina. And what I wanted to do was make this video to help out other business owners because I got to the place where we had a little bit of a problem going on in the gym. Attendance started to go down. People's nutrition habits weren't really as compliant as we'd like them to be. And I knew that there was a better way to do group fitness than what we had previously been doing. So enter the MyZone, we call it the Holiday Hold'em Challenge. It can be done at any time of year. It just so happens that I launched it around the holidays. And this challenge actually really resurrected my business from a number of different standpoints. Number one, the revenue from it fully paid for the MyZone console, and we had about 60% of our members we had penetration with them purchasing their own MyZone belts so that they could use them. We're a very personal training and group fitness centric model, but we are a membership gym as well. And so really what I wanted to do is make this video. I wanted to tell you, number one, how we ran the challenge. Number two, I wanted to let you see what some of our members thought about it. So I've got some testimonials, some things that they benefited from. And the number three thing is actually at the end of this video is I have a snippet from the talk that I give, or that I gave, not the actual talk, but the information that I gave out during my talk to help launch this contest. So we talk a little bit about some of the science and some of the different ways people can lose fat and how we were going to manipulate those variables here. So if you'd like more info on this video, then feel free to email me. My email is posted below. It's michael.montefusco@gmail.com, and I'll send you the actual scoring sheet info, which I'm going to go over now. So you have a list of it, and then I'll also send you the PowerPoint presentation. Obviously, you'd have to change some of my pictures before and afters out to some pictures of your own, but it'll have all the scientific studies that we quote from, and just kind of make this cookie cutter, because I know, launching the MyZone was a big step for our business, and so if I can help out another fellow gym owner be successful with that, then that's our heart to do so. So the MyZone Holiday Challenge, what we did is we wanted to coach people on behaviors. We knew that particularly at holiday time, we knew that people were going to eat grandma's cookies and they were going to drink with friends. And so we needed to have a contest that wasn't 100% fat loss based, so that they could score points and do better than they would have done had we not had that challenge going on. By the same token, we also wanted to drum up interest in the gym and have a lot of signups come in here, so we incorporate a lot of social media things in there too. So the point system, as we did, is the first thing we did is, number one thing we did is effort points, right, which was awesome. So they only got points for being in the top 3 zones, counting towards the tally. And the reason we did that is because we didn't want people to be able to do moderate activities and still get scored for it. So if someone had a pretty active job, I didn't want them to be able to work all day long with the belt on and score points for that. So we only did the top 3 zones. The second thing we did was we gave them 100 points for a strength training workout. So if they worked out with their personal trainer, or they took one of our strength-based classes, or they just did a workout on their own that we designed for them in here, and they could take a picture with the MyZone app, we would give them 100 points for doing that strength training workout, and we gave them the effort points that they earned during that workout as well. So they double scored for strength training, because we know most of our clients like fat loss, and we know strength training is important for fat loss, not just the interval-based cardio, which I'll talk about. The next thing we did is we gave them 50 points for taking a recovery day. So what we had them do is not exercise at all for 1 day a week, and then I filmed a foam rolling and stretching routine, which is actually available. It's on my website under our blogs. I can send you that link as well. And I just filmed them doing a foam rolling stretching routine, and the way we scored it was they took a picture of the foam roller with their MyZone app, and when we checked their stuff at the end of the week, they got 50 points for that. The next thing they got was 250 points per week for using the MyZone app and taking a picture of everything they ate. So if they ate 5 times a day, at least 90 minutes apart, we gave them the full 250 points. Right? We gave them out 16 recipes, healthy recipes, at the beginning of the contest, and then we gave them 30 points for each one that they made. Now all they had to do is when they made the recipe and they used their MyZone, the MyZone Lite app and the food app part of it, they just had to hold a thumbs up in front of the dish, so we knew that it was one of the dishes that they made. We gave them 30 points for each one that they made, and they could only score those one time. We gave them 5 points per day for taking multivitamin and fish oil and taking a picture of those. And then here's where we went crazy. We did social media madness, and I actually had like people that were not members of the gym that were like, "What the heck are you guys doing over there?" Because we gave them 10 points for every Facebook check-in. We made them tag the gym and my personal page so that it showed up on both. And if they tag me, it's easier to track who checked in or not. So we gave them 10 points for every Facebook check-in. We gave them 25 points for every picture they posted on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter of a piece of equipment we designated for a week. For example, like the first week we had a kettlebell. So everyone had to take a picture of them with a kettlebell, post it up to those 3 social media sites. We gave them 25 points for each one they posted up. One of the weeks, I'll tell you, the piece of equipment we chose was the MyZone heart rate monitor system, and I asked them to put a description of what it was under the picture. So we have a big wall that we project on. It's a big white wall that we project their heart rates on. So after they were done, they stood by their name, they pointed up, thumbs up, took a picture of the MyZone thing, and then they were advertising to all of their friends what we were doing with this MyZone system. Worked out really well. Then this was one that people went crazy with. They had fun. Is we all have these Raw Fitness T-shirts, right? And so I'm sure you guys have T-shirts for your establishment. We gave them 300 points for a person who had the most creative picture of themselves in their Raw Fitness T-shirt out in public. So we had one lady like was on Santa's lap, you know, a 60-year-old lady's on Santa's lap with her Raw Fitness T-shirt on. We had all different people doing all kinds of crazy stuff with their Raw Fitness T-shirts on. A person at the dentist, would you rather go to Raw Fitness or get your teeth drilled at the dentist? She had a Raw Fitness T-shirt on, the dentist, and everybody was looking up at the camera. It was really funny. So, and then each week, we would, as a team, we voted on which one we thought was the best one, and they got the 300 points. And then we gave them points for doing referrals. Every person they referred to the contest, this was a team contest. Every person they referred to the contest, we gave them 250 points, and every person that joined the gym after the contest got 500 points, or joined the contest during the contest got 500 points. So if you have a battle out, some neck and neck teams, and you've got some non-members that are in this challenge, if they join the gym, we gave out big points for that. And then if they gave us before and after pictures, we gave them 250 points for that. So, hope this talk wasn't too long. If you watch this, you're going to see a few testimonials, and then you're going to see the really what I would encourage you to watch is the Science of Fat Loss talk that I give, where people really, the lights go on for a lot of people, we get buy-in, and we were able to get really, really high penetration of people doing this contest out of our members. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you make use of it. Hey, it's Coach Mike at Raw Fitness. I wanted to talk about the basics of fat loss. There's a lot of misconceptions out there. We've done a lot of research into the science of what works and what doesn't. So I wanted to kind of unpack that a little bit. Probably most of these concepts that I'll talk about, you may have actually heard before in various senses. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them all together so that you have a really complete picture of what the most effective way to lose fat is. Okay, so the first thing that I will tell you, if you want to drop any fat on your body, you must take in less calories than you burn. I know, you're so glad you're watching this video right now. You've never heard that before. Okay, so real simple, calories in needs to be less than calories out. And calories out is what we would define as your metabolism. Okay, so they say, yeah, he's got a fast metabolism, she's got a slow metabolism. What does metabolism mean? Metabolism is simply the sum total of what the 100 trillion cells in your body are doing on a daily basis. Right now you're watching this video, your eyes have muscles, they're taking snapshots, your heart's beating, you're breathing, all these things cost energy to exist, right? So that's your metabolism. Now there's 3 main categories to your metabolism, all right? So the first main category we would call RMR, stands for resting metabolic rate, and forgive my leftiness as I do this, you won't be able to see what I'm writing until I'm done. So RMR stands for resting metabolic rate, which right now, you know, you're just sitting down in front of a computer screen. I'm basically standing here. I hardly call this a high activity portion of our lives right now, so we're pretty much at rest. Okay? The next part of your metabolism is what's called the thermic effect of food. The thermic effect of food is simple. I know when you eat calories, but it also costs calories to digest all the food that you're eating. So the digesting of food is part of your metabolism. And the third part of metabolism is activity. or exercise, the things that people do here, right? Whether it be strength-based or cardio-based or whatever, okay? So now, my question to you is, if you had to guess, which one of these three, resting metabolic rate, the digesting of food, or activity, is the biggest part of your metabolism? Okay, so in your mind, make your guesses. Okay, so you've got what you've got at this point in time. Here are the numbers. So 60 to 70% is resting metabolic rate. So if you guessed RMR, congratulations, you were correct. If you guessed the others too, here's the actual numbers, right? So if you're like most people who sit down with me and they tell me, hey, Mike, my goals are to drop a bunch of fat. And they say, I'd really like to string this process out over about 10 or 15 years and like have it really take a long time. No, right? Like you want results and you want them to come at as rapid a pace as possible within the rules of good behavior, right? So if I want to give you results as fast as possible, I want to manipulate the largest number that I can. So that would be resting metabolic rate. So any guesses at home on how I raise your resting metabolic rate? How do I get this number bigger, okay? One of the best ways to do so is to simply build muscle. The more lean body mass on your body, the more fat it burns for energy, and the higher the resting metabolic rate, okay? So, disclaimer, that does not mean that our goal here is to inject you with steroids and make you look like a bodybuilder, because that's not the goal of most of the people that come in here. It's hardly the goal of anybody who comes in here. But there's plenty of lean, dense, toned muscle that you can put on your body that will eat fat for energy. So our number one priority here at Raw Fitness is metabolic resistance training. You have to get stronger, right? Cool, so that's the first variable I want to talk about. The second variable I'm going to talk about is we do believe in heart rate-based training. Some people call it cardio, energy systems development, conditioning. It doesn't really matter what you call it. We are believers in some type of heart rate-based training. We just look at it a lot different than what most people do. So, if here's my little graph, and here's heart rate, here's beats per minute, and here is time, right? So, what typically people do for cardio, depending on what the weather is like outside, is they either go outside and they go for a jog, or they get on an elliptical, or they get on a treadmill, and they get their heart rate up to a certain rate, they get going at a certain pace, they do 20 to 30 minutes, and then they call it quits. Okay, and that's fine. It's better than a sharp stick in the eye. It's better than sitting around on your couch eating Doritos, watching television, or playing video games. Agreed. However, that is what's called 100% aerobic exercise. Okay, and I want to talk about aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic means that it is less intense. It uses oxygen as its main energy source and can be sustained for long periods of time. So it would look like this. I get my heart rate up to a certain level, I get going at a certain speed, I go 20, 30 minutes, whatever, here's my heart rate, and then as soon as I'm done, that's it, I'm done, okay? Hopefully you've also heard the term anaerobic. Anaerobic just means it is more intense. You cannot use oxygen as your main energy source. You have to use a more intense energy source, and it cannot be sustained for long periods of time, okay? So you can't do it for a long period of time. It's like saying, what'd you do for the last 30 minutes for your cardio? Well, I just sprinted. 30 minutes straight, never took a break, just full-on sprint. It's impossible, right? Because it's anaerobic energy pathways that the body is using, so it can't be sustained for long periods of time. So what we do here at Raw Fitness is, particularly in our metabolic classes or at the end of our sessions, is we will use interval training. So say there's a certain heart rate, we'll call this your anaerobic threshold. This is where you can no longer use oxygen as your main energy source. So what we do here is slam a med ball, get your heart rate up, take a break. Push a sled, get your heart rate up, take a break. Slam the ropes, take a break. Repeat the process. And so say now we'll do that over the course of the 30 minutes. Now a few things happen here. Number one, the average heart rate over the course of the session is higher. So there is more calories burned. We already discussed calories in needs to be less than calories out. So that's a good thing. But the thing that most people don't realize is that the body treats this interval bout much differently than the aerobic cardio. And this is what I mean by that. The human being is an amazing organism. If you stress it, it adapts. So if right now I had you do 4 sets of push-ups, right there in wherever it is you're watching this, on the floor, 4 sets of push-ups to absolute muscle failure. Okay? Every single set, you could not have done a single one. How would you feel the next day or two, besides wanting to punch me in the face? You'd be sore, right? So you'd be sore. And the reason for that is because I stressed your body, it did something very difficult, and then it is adapting the next 24 to 48 hours. So you're rebuilding stronger muscle fibers, becoming more neurologically efficient, and that soreness is your body's way of telling you, hey, lay off. I'm rebuilding, I'm restoring, I'm repairing. I'm trying to make this so the next time you do those push-ups, they're not quite so difficult. Now this interval-based model is the same thing. The body's saying, oh my gosh, this was really tough. I couldn't just use oxygen. So over the next 24 to 48 hours, what is your body going to do? It's going to build more mitochondria in the cells. It's going to go through all the metabolic processes that are going to raise up that anaerobic threshold. Okay? Now here's the thing. That adaptation process costs a lot of calories, therefore raising the resting metabolic rate even further. So all we're looking to do here is turn you into a lean, mean, finely tuned, fat-burning machine when you're at rest.
My name is Katrina, and I participated in the Raw Fitness Holiday Hold'em Challenge using the MyZone. Most people are pretty competitive and like a good challenge, but most challenges are weight loss based. And since I've already lost about 60 pounds, fat loss is no longer my goal. But with the MyZone, I was able to do this challenge using the effort points and able to establish new goals for myself, and it was able to keep me motivated.
Okay, I just want to talk about the Holiday Hold'em Challenge. It was a fantastic experience for me. I got to use a MyZone belt, and it really helped me keep track of my food. It helped me determine which workouts were better than the others. So some of the ones I did at home, and I could tell, if I played basketball, I was in the red zone or the blue zone or green zone, whichever. If I played soccer, it was in another one. So it was really a good experience for me. It was just being able to keep track of everything and being able to monitor how well I was doing throughout the whole program really helped me and kept me motivated. So fantastic experience, and I look forward to the next challenge because it was truly a genuinely good experience. So.